Hello everyone, I'm Nars. I'm from Taiwan and I lived in Boston for 9 years. I worked for a software company as a software project manager for 7 years. And I'm now also doing English speaking coaching to people from all kinds of background. Academia, business, life, just people in general. And this is my YouTube channel. I'm using this YouTube channel to produce materials for my student. And my goal is to help my student to bring their English speaking to another level. Okay, so about this channel, first thing first. So we are not going to work on vocabularies or grammar or pronunciation. So because we are doing English coaching, not English teaching. So what are we going to do here? Each one of my video, I'm going to talk about a very specific topic. And then I'll share the script to people who subscribe to English and the City. And I'll tell you how will that help with your English. Okay? You might have, this question. You might want to know, why do you want to do this? Okay. As an English learner myself, I have suffered the way we all do. There were times I couldn't speak my mind freely, and I couldn't be funny the way when I speak Taiwanese or Mandarin. And it feels like my words just trapped inside my body. My words from my brain, my words from my heart, I just couldn't get them out of my mouth. And on top of that, I used to hate small talks because small talks are random, unexpected, and unpredictable. I have no idea, like how many times in situations like that, I think to myself, I'm not stupid and I'm not a boring person and I have a ton to say. It's just like I couldn't get a word out of, this thing called NARS. Don't take me wrong. I'm not saying that, I cannot use English. I can function in English. I can go shopping, I have conversation with people, working, no problem. But the situation is when I want to tell people what do I think about something, when I want to tell people how do I feel about something, or when I'm in an argument with somebody. Sometimes I can't really tell them, what I was really going to say. So that is one of the situations. And there are other situations like in a party. Okay, imagine you are in a party with a group of people and people are talking and you try to participate. So you try to understand what they are talking about and you try to think about what you want to say. And by the time you figure out what you are going to say, you realize, shoot, the conversation already moved on. People are talking about something else. And what do? You will have to let it go, right? Because you cannot tell people, hey, can we rewind? I got something to say too. No. So you just have to let it go. And sometimes it sucks. It really does. And in my other situation, I work with engineers a lot. I talk to smart engineers almost every day. So can you imagine yourself in the situation? You have to get Sheldon to tell you something that he might not try to hide, or you have to get Sheldon to do something or not to do something. What do? What do you say? It's actually a lot of fun. Okay. And so let's work. How about at home? So my boyfriend, he is a Bostonian. And he is very, very articulate. He can come up with a funny response to almost everything. within a second. I mean, no joking, serious. But that's when he's sweet, that's when he's cute, that's when we are having fun. But how about when we have a fight, when we have an argument? It can be really annoying. Like when I'm really trying, to get my thought out of my brain because I have a good point. And then all of a sudden, he started picking on my English. You didn't say that word right. You should say in instead of on. Oh my gosh. That made me want to just kill him. I'm like, I try really hard and what are you doing? Right? But I guess it's life. So I have to let it go too. But good news is he survived me and I survived him. So he does that, from time to time. But I know that he has a good heart and he means well. So it doesn't bother me as much now because he did really help me bring my English to another level. So now when we fight, I don't necessarily trapped in me, in my body. And I think the winning chance between us is like 50-50%. Good enough for now. I'm working on it. Okay. So how about you? Do you have any situations that, you feel like you are trapped and you are frustrated? You want to say something, but you just can't. Share with us, what was the situation and how you feel. Okay, put your comment down there. We are in this all together. So, all these years with my boyfriend and working with engineers, it really helped me take my English to a whole new different level. But don't take me wrong. I'm not saying that my English is perfect. I'm not saying that I pronounce every word right. I'm not saying that I don't make mistakes when I speak. It's just like a lot of things used to bother me doesn't bother me now. And I also found my way to make my breakthrough, to break the barriers. So what is it, right? You would ask. To be able to speak freely, it's not just about vocabularies. It's not just about grammar or pronunciation. It's about you, okay? It's about who you are. It's about, are you comfortable using English as a tool? Are you confident when you speak English? And how well do you know yourself? It's all of that. A lot of times, it's mental, not necessarily technical. So here we go. Here's the deal. Are you ready to make your breakthrough? Are you ready to take your English to another level? If you are, if you do, subscribe to English and the City, and I will share with you my tips, my experience, and my stories with a lot of tears and laughers. We can do this together, I promise. Okay, so before you hit play button to the next video, I want you to pause and think about something. This is your first assignment, okay? So we are going to talk about job interview in the next video. And before you watch that, think about yourself, your past job interview experience. Was it good? Was it bad? Why does it jump out? And was there something funny, something weird? And if you are going to talk to somebody else about this experience in English, what would you say? You can write it down, you can record it, and so that you can hear yourself later. So that's your first practice. Are we good? Okay. So that's it for now. And we will talk to each other very, very soon. Okay, till next time. Bye. It's like really weird. Hello everyone. It's weird. Like it's like I'm surrender. Maddie.